It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Man, it is great to be with you again, everybody. The NBA season has now hit full stride. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Phoenix Suns going up against the Golden State Warriors. And for Golden State, in comparison to where they were record-wise at this point last season, it seems they've taken a step backwards. They're trying to make up that ground. Kenny, I'll tell you what.
What?
We've already seen some big matchups to start this season. It's very early.
Yes.
But in the real world, how soon do you start thinking about playoff ramifications?
Oh, you start thinking about playoffs from day one.
Oh,
the end
come
goal
on.
is always some.
But you're not thinking about
it's
where you
always
are.
somewhere
Hey,
in
right
your
now
mind.
we'd play these guys.
Yes,
you know.
always. I look at them in 5-game blocks. I would be like, hey, man, in these 5 games, we need to be here for the playoffs. After these 5, we need to be here. Because that's, if you don't, it could get out of control and out of your control.
I can tell just from his reaction of shaking his head that he's not buying what you're selling.
Don't listen to that jibber-jabber, Ernie. You focus on one game at a time. The rest will just take care of itself.
One game
So
at
you
a
go
time.
less than I do.
One game at a time,
I went
take care of
5-game
itself.
blocks. You went
and then if you
one
need
game
to
at a
make an
time.
adjustment, you don't wait. You just
When
make
did you
the
think about
adjustments.
playoffs, though?
When playoff time came around.
So not like early on in the season you weren't thinking playoffs
man.
like Kenny was.
Can't control the future. Only I can.
It didn't work that time. Nothing showed up in your hand.
Nothing.
It doesn't always work that way. What do you think this is, some video game? Kevin Harlan, take it away.
Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. We are in the desert, live from Phoenix, Arizona. It's the Suns. We'll take a look at the Warriors. Everyone on this team is pleased with the beginning of the season. They're playing so well right now, 5 consecutive wins.
Just a lot of positive momentum with this young team. Kevin, you can just see the confidence almost oozing out of these guys, and that's always important for a young team. Get some wins, build some confidence, and typically that can perpetuate itself into success.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Well, Kevin, the Warriors are one of the best offensive teams in the league, and Steve Kerr talks about his offensive philosophy often. He said, I believe unequivocally as a coach, and I believed it as a player, that the ball has to move. When the ball stops, the game stops. And I don't think you can win at the highest level by playing too much one-on-one. Kevin?
Thanks for that, D.A. And the Warriors move the ball so quickly. Their team chemistry is off the charts.
Well, you know what this Suns team wants to do when they go up against you? They are looking to get out in the open floor and get easy baskets off transition. One of the best teams in the league when it comes to capitalizing on the break.
So Phoenix will get the first possession. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. And Golden State looking at who they've got. Durant and Draymond Green. Talented forward duo. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Clay in the backcourt. And it's Pachulia in at the center position. And in general, this Suns team looks to push the tempo, Greg, and play at a very high pace whenever they can.
You know, if you look over the history of the franchise, they've always been at their best when they've played that style. The Suns and that running gun mentality just seem to go hand in hand. And I think also it happens to work well with the athletes that are presently on this roster.
Last season, a big one for Curry in the record book department. I mean, continued his march up the all-time three-made list. I mean, this is just incredible. When you also set the record for most threes in the game with 13, it was 12. The record he shared with Kobe and Daniel Marsh.
And so it's the Suns getting on the board first. Green dishes to Thompson. Off target from three-point range. And here are the Suns now. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
And the big problem, they got trigger happy. Shot a very low percentage from beyond the arc.
Well, the obvious solve is to go to the basket. I mean, there were some open lanes. They were just unwilling to take advantage of them.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Alex Len's checked in for Chandler. Jackson comes in for T.J. Warren. And Ulis subbed in for James. And Golden State also making a change. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Pachulia. Ulis can't get it to go.
Pretty high percentage look with the D playing off. Just couldn't knock it down.
The Suns have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Booker the pass to Chris. Now Ulis. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game.
Those passes into the paint have to be precise, just like that.
Curry outside. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Suns lead by 4. 2K Sports back to Phoenix after this. And let's hear from Tyson Chandler. He talked about what he brings to this team.
I do a lot that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. That's what I pride myself on. You know, some nights you're not going to get the ball, but you still can be effective on the floor. Whether that's rebounding, playing defense, hustling, trying to create extra shots for your team. Whatever it is necessary that I feel like help my team get a win.
Chandler has long been the kind of player all coaches want on their team. He's the definition, Greg, of an unselfish player who doesn't care about his ego or his stats.
And he knows that and prides himself on it. That also makes him the kind of player his teammates appreciate so much because they know nobody wins any rings without a guy like Tyson Chandler on the team.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. What stands out to you from the Suns in this one?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Yeah, closing down the lane, closing out on perimeter shooters. Interesting first quarter.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin the second quarter. Iguodala is at the 3 with Green playing the 4. Livingston is out there with McCaw. And it's West in at the 5 spot.
Oh, he turns it up. And though Iguodala has become a long-range shooting threat, he still managed to struggle from the line.
The Warriors shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
You've got to appreciate their ability to make free throws, 81% as a team.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead.
And for the last few seasons, we've seen where Andre Iguodala's role on offense has diminished. You know, he still contributes, but tends to defer a bit more there. And one thing you can say, though, defensively, still at an elite level in terms of his versatility.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. Perhaps, Greg, the biggest asset Iguodala brings to a team is his ability to defend.
I mean, he just has great timing for when to go for the steal. I mean, he can still move his feet well and can guard anybody, but the versatility to guard point guards to power forwards is something that makes him special.
Now, here's Green after T.J. Warren's miss. West outside. Green with the ball. Now Chandler defending. No good from McCaw.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Yeah, coming off of a good pick, and you want to get that when he gets the separation he needs. I know he would love to have that one back.
Now here's Warren. 20 points for him last game against Orlando. Good on the bucket. Warren's got his second basket of the night. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Now here's Iguodala. An 11-point game for him in the win against Minnesota. McCaw kicks it to West. Over Chandler. And it's West missing. With 1 on the clock, it's not going to go for him. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Phoenix ahead. They lead by 1. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here. Got Shaq, got Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime show on 2K Sports. For the Suns, the first quarter was pretty even. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. They were outscored by just a bit in the second quarter as they go into the break now holding just a 1-point advantage. Kenny, let's start with you. What did you think about the Suns?
Well, so far, they've taken care of their business here at home. It's something you might expect, but it's not a given. We'll see if they can keep that up in the second half.
Shaq, what are your thoughts on Golden State?
Well, they're just not creating enough scoring opportunities, and they're pretty lucky they're not trailing by 15 right now, Ernie. They need to play more unselfishly, work for better spacing, go stronger to the basket.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
The sun pounding down on the buildings of downtown Phoenix as we welcome you back. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. And Chris, you could always face up so well from the high post when you played. Which power forward do you think has the best face-up game out there right now?
Well, I think in order to have a really good face-up game, you have to have another threat, and that's to be able to drive and finish strong off of one leg. And you definitely look at a guy like Towns in Minnesota. He has that. He's so explosive. He can finish with either hand. I also think you have to look at Anthony Davis. This kid, he can stretch the floor, shoot out to the three, but also his first step is so quick. The same with Cousins. The fact that he's 7 foot can post you up, but his first step being quick off of a pump fake, he can do it as well. And don't forget about Blake Griffin. When he gets to that 15-foot spot, you really have to honor his jump shot. So those guys come to mind as far as big fellas that could face you up and knock it down.
I know you took great pride in your decision-making in terms of when to shoot and when to drive.
Yeah, I think your shot selection is your defense as well. You shoot a bad shot, a team like Golden State could have 6 points on 2 possessions off of 2 bad turnovers. And also I think it shows a commitment to your team for wanting to win. You know, just because you have the green light, why take that when a teammate might have a better shot that's open? So I think it takes a little bit of humility, but definitely a basketball IQ that says, wait, this is the smarter play right now. Can you think it on the live and while it's going on? So it's definitely important to be able to make those decisions.
It is, yeah, it is. Chris and Chandler are up front. Booker and Warren on the perimeter. And it's James in at the point. And that's the group for Jay Triano as we begin the second half. Now here's James. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
Look at this. I like this. Team basketball. Keeping the ball moving until they find the right shot.
Curry kicks to Thompson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Thompson's got the lead up to 4 now for the Warriors.
That's just stellar focus from Thompson. It takes a lot of effort to throw him off his game down low.
James with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. James kicks to Warren. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. That free throw good from Warren. The Warriors have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. And here's Thompson. And he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game. A three-pointer is right on target. Curry's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Warriors. It's been all about Stephen Curry for the Golden State Warriors. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll return shortly. And a moment ago inside the huddle with head coach Steve Kerr.
Get a couple stops, we get a couple runouts,
to get into our flow, all right? Keep the ball moving. Keep the intensity.
Steve Kerr asking his guys just to, keep up the pace, playing selfishly. Basically, be yourself. Stay in character.
Yeah, I mean, he knows what this team is capable of. Just looking for a couple of plays to really kind of kickstart that engine and give them that little sustainable groove.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. On the court for Golden State here in the fourth. It's the core of the Warriors out there with Curry, Clay, Iguodala, KD, and Draymond. Now, here's Ulis. Booker with no one around. Again, the miss by Booker. Iguodala, right side. And another three for Golden State.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, that's because they made a concerted effort to get the shooters involved. Now they've built up the confidence.
Here's Ulis. Booker outside. To the inside. Count it, and the Warrior lead has been cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Jackson.
How about the composure down low for Jackson? He's showing all the tools in that toolbox, becoming very efficient when attacking the rim.
Now here's Durant beyond the arc. Rebounded by Jackson.
Not completely over, but it's getting close.
Yeah, we know some crazy stuff happens out there, but everything would have to go their way for them to finish this off. The floater's a tough shot, even when you're that close to the bucket.
Last outing for Golden State, they won that game against the Timberwolves. Thompson with it, now guarded by Booker. They set the pick. Thompson dishes to Durant. Out to Thompson, and he commits the intentional foul. So for the Suns, Chris, he's checked in for Bender. Warren comes in for Jackson. And James subbed in for Ulis. And Golden State also making a change. Pachulia, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. To the inside, here's Durant. Lays it up off the glass.
Timeout. Just terrific determination. First, compiling the lead, and now building on it.
Oh, man, and this is late in the game. It's tough for a team to come back. Everything has to fall into place.
Timeout called, the Suns. They're down by 7. 29 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Stephen Curry.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. Five seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Chandler with the screen on Thompson. Off the pick. Good! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
He's developed a nice in-between game. The D gave him way too much cushion.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first of 2, no good, heartbreaker.
Several times an All-Star at such a young age, Thompson still improving at every area of his game.
And the second of 2 is good. That increases their lead to 6. Phoenix calls timeout. They're behind by 6. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And they still got a little time to play with, so a 3 and a quick foul could make things interesting.
Anything's possible, but they're going to have to be perfect the rest of the way just to even have a chance.
There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's the screen. And Booker kicks to Chandler. And there's the call on Pachulia. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Twelve seconds left in the fourth. And now we've got the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
Two shots.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
You know what? It's so funny. It's a lot of discussion as to whether Steph is now the face of the league. You know, something Steph himself says he gets a little annoyed with at times.
And so both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. Bender with a wide open look, and again it's the Suns missing.
Man, low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
So we see the Warriors get the win here. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Steph. Congrats on the win. How does this team continue to be the most cohesive unit possible?
To me, it's a commitment, and we know that that's going to put us in good position to win every single night. Is if we bring the effort, multiple efforts at each possession, where you might get beat, but you got to get back into play. If God's going to help you, you help him. We care about each other, so we want to make sure that nobody's left out to dry, and I think that's a big factor. And we're just relentless on the defensive end.
You guys have been one of the best defensive teams in the league the last few years. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you next time.